Darren Hardy is a guy that I listen to every day. It's called Darren Dailies. And a couple weeks ago, he talked about failing and to love to fail. And I'm like, love to fail? I wouldn't say I love to fail, but I do love to improve. And he talks about the power of failing is only going to help you keep growing. So I have failed many times in the business. There's other places in my life. As a mom, I failed many times. As a wife, I failed many times. And it just gives us opportunity to improve ourselves. So I wanted to share with you a couple things that I do in the business of how I can prove and how many times I failed, but I call it reflect and review. And last night I taught a class. So many of you have taught classes before. Maybe it's a one-on-one sharing with a friend. Maybe it's talking to a stranger in the store. Maybe it's having a big class or a big rally event. Whatever it may be, or even at a vendor event, you can have a chance to reflect and review. I do this each time, and you may learn that your reflecting and review is going to be completely different than mine, and that's totally okay. I'm just giving you ideas of what you can do to improve your business. So for me, I love to talk it out. I have to talk to someone and ask them, who was at the event or in that situation, tell them what happened and just reflect and view. And that's how I get my inspiration of how I can improve to get better. Some people like to write it on their journal. Some people just like to ponder about it and then write their goals down of how they can improve. So for example, last night I taught a class. It was a what's next class. So they just got their kits. Some had gotten them for a few days. Some have had them for a couple months. And I was to present the things that they can do next. But before you start a class, you have to get people there. So after this whole class, I went through to see how many people who came. So I checked the attendance and see how that was. And then I ask myself, so first I reflect a little bit on myself, and then I go and ask the other leader that I was working with what her thoughts were of how I could reflect and review with her. And then I go into how did I, work with the people that were there? Did I connect with them? Is there some people that I didn't really connect with? And just kind of see like where my heart was and how I was doing with learning different color personalities. Then I go into my presentation. Was I good in time management? Did I start on time? Was I able to interact with other people and include them in that presentation? So I just go in, and sometimes I get nervous and I speak a little fast. Maybe I rush through it. So those are different things that I reflect about and review and how I can improve. And then one of my other things I like to do is, if there was refreshments, if people like the refreshments, if I can improve on that, or maybe you didn't have refreshments. That's another thing, or maybe prizes and raffles if that got people there. Those are all the different things that I go through in my mind first, and then I went and talked to my friend this morning and asked her, what are some thoughts that I can improve on? And I'm going to share with you a little bit about my reflection. So I failed last night. I was focusing on being more calm, and my goal was to interact with the people. So we had about 10 people there, so I was pretty happy about that number. I spent a few hours last week just connecting with people and sending Facebook messengers and texts and getting them excited about it, talking to people in person. So I felt like that number was a good one. So that one I kind of gave like, yippee, I did great. And then I started looking into, I loved the refreshments. I wasn't over that, but I loved how it was included in the Vitality oils. And it was just simple, and I loved how simple it was. We didn't start on time. I knew there was a couple more people that were coming. My goal was to kind of interact and get a feel for the class. So that part I didn't say that was a slam, but the thing that I'm going to improve on is I didn't know a couple people were going to leave early. So I would have loved to have done the presentation a little bit earlier instead of later, but I was waiting for 2 people that were coming in late. So that's something that I want to improve on. And the other thing that I've done before when I do one-on-ones with people, I typically tell them, hey, I have 30 minutes. I'm respecting your time, my time. Last night I forgot to do it. The presentation is going to be about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to turn the timer on, and then we're going to be done. That's something that helps me with reflection. So yesterday went a little bit longer with that, and that's something that I want to improve on. What was the other? Oh, the content. I loved the content. It was a total different way that I taught a What's Next class. I used to always just talk about the oils. This time I kind of focused on a little dabble of everything in Young Living. So I focused on a few things that I loved in the art line. I loved a few things in more the facial, a few things in the supplement area, a few things I touched on the thieves. And of course, supplement was Ninja Red. I forgot to talk about Essential Rewards. It was on my list. I skipped it. I didn't have my notes in front. I didn't look at my notes close enough. So that's another reflection that I need to improve on. Now, after this, what I do is as you can see, I went through I got on the silver retreat, I got a binder. On my gold retreat, I'm actually using it for our marriage. We do goals on Sunday. So this one I just got at Walmart. I thought it was cute little wells and I just labeled it, but this is where I'm putting all of my thoughts and my reflection on. This is where I do my notes and my different trainings. So I wrote the things down that I want to improve on for my next event and my next class to make sure I add those things. So go out there and fail and improve. And if you please share comments of how you guys improve your classes. I would love to learn from you too. Have a great day.